Hello, I'm Dale. Welcome back to the JeepSolid Garage. We are almost there. Today we're removing the radiator, hoses, heater core, a little bit more wiring. We're almost ready to pull the body off. We might get to that point today. Let's see how far we can get. I'm just gonna break this petcock loose on the radiator, start it draining. If you're new to the channel, this is my 1958 Cj5 that I'm gonna be doing a frame off restoration. In the previous episode, we got the dash totally dismantled, all the wiring pulled through the firewall, all the gauges and everything disassembled, ready to go. And we are getting super close to taking the body off the frame here. Gotta remove the radiator, a few mounts, a little bit of wiring, and a few body mounts, not a lot to go. And this engine is a F-head engine, original engine, which is super cool. We're gonna be rebuilding that as well. Let's get some of these hoses out of the way. A little bit of a mess there. Looks like we got some more draining to do. But the drainage through the little petcock on the bottom of the radiator is slowed up, so let's take some of these heater core hoses off and see if we get some drainage here. That's kind of a different hose clamp than I'm used to seeing. It had obviously the screw down to tighten it up, but it's also a spring clamp. Get that in the bucket. So many things on this Jeep just kind of fascinate me. We obviously got the top radiator hose off here, heater core off down there, but this level is not dropping at all. So I guess the thermostat is closed. Most of them have like a little weep hole, or modern engines, you know, let a little bit flow by past the thermostat. Is there a thermostat in there? I'm assuming there's a thermostat in there. But a lot of things on this engine I'm finding just super fascinating. I mean, I've rebuilt other Jeep engines and things, done engine swaps. So, you know, I have a good basic knowledge, but I'm finding a lot of things on here that are just really pretty cool. Sorry, Tootsie, you gotta stay away this part. So my goal with this Jeep is obviously a frame off restoration, but what all does that include? I'm gonna get the body off, paint the frame, paint the body. It needs complete new brakes, suspension, have to go through the axles. Not gonna do a complete rebuild on the engine, but I am gonna, you know, take the head off, valve cover, exhaust manifold. It's got a lot of leaks and things that need to be repaired, so just kind of get it in good working order, then hopefully drive it fairly soon. But realistically, to get this thing in good driving order, we got a lot of work to do. It's going to take a while, but it's a lot of fun working on it. I enjoy it. I enjoy making videos and kind of sharing my experience with you guys as we move along. Boy, that is crazy. That thermostat there is still holding water. Good tight seal on that. This is kind of funny. Here's the radiator overflow bottle. Some Valvoline. Let's get this battery out of the way so we can remove the radiator. And it looks like just 4 little bolts on the radiator. And here's another thing I find super interesting. So this runs down to the battery, 12 volt. And then this wire, I haven't undone it all the way, but it runs up to this little coil up here, which is attached under the hose clamp to the radiator there. Is that a temperature sensor? Is it giving like a signal to the thermostat? I mean, what is going on there? That's just a much different setup than I've ever seen. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think this is. Is that go to the thermostat? Or is that part of the fan? Because then the fan kicks over here. Does that tell the fan to kick on? Yeah, what do we got going on here? And with that, we should have enough room to slide the radiator out without damaging it. All right, we got that radiator, all the hoses out of the way, most of the wiring disconnected from the engine. Let's move on to that steering box. Now, if you guys remember from the previous episodes, we're battling that steering box because we're trying to get this steering column out to remove the body from the frame. And previously I had taken a few bolts off the steering column here to try to remove the shaft, but the consensus from the comments I got was, yeah, I'm gonna have to remove this plate here, take out some of the gears to be able to pull out the steering column. So let's open this up, see what we find. And yeah, I really appreciate your guys' comments on this. That's kind of the route I was thinking we're gonna have to go here. But sometimes I like to bounce ideas off you guys, so that really helps. Which I don't mind taking this apart, because honestly I probably needed to rebuild this anyways, get it packed with some fresh grease. That'll be really good for it. So I'm gonna get some gloves on, paper towels, dig all that out, see what we're working with. All right, you guys remember when I was trying to avoid taking that nut off that arm back there, because it looks like it's gonna be really hard to get off. I was just gonna try to pull the steering column out by undoing the box. Well, this here, to get the steering column out, there's that helical gear down inside there. So we got to pull this little guy out. But for this guy to come out, it's attached. That's a rod that goes all the way through. So regardless, I got to take that nut off. All right, no joke. Grabbed the first wrench that I thought looked like it would fit on there. 15/16 fit on there great, but this is what surprised me. This is how loose this nut is. I don't know what the torque spec is on this, but good grief, I'm sure it is not that. It was just this loose, like seriously just almost finger tight. Couldn't quite move it with my fingers, but didn't have to put any pressure on that wrench. Yeah, now it's finger loose. Good grief. So yeah, I guess it's a good thing we decided to remove this and rebuild the steering box, because this nut was way too loose. And after a little bangy with the big hammer, and getting that knuckle off there was actually kind of easy. And hopefully this will just slide out now. Now that we got that shaft out of there, it looks like this will lift out of place. So let's do that. All right, this is kind of an exciting step because this steering box has been a little bit of a pain in my side here for a while. But I think we've finally reached a point where we can quite possibly wait, what are we hung up on? Oh no, what's in the middle there? I don't want to bend it. What is that? I need something to set this on. In the center, we got that one little rod, which is actually just the wire that the horn was going through. So I pulled a little cap off the bottom here, which I think was preventing it from sliding out. So let's give it another try. I just didn't want to be reefing on it too hard. Oh yeah, now it just slides right out. Okay, it was just stuck on that wire. We got it though, yay! Finally. Oh, all right, well, I got just a few last little jiggly bits to take off and body mounts, but I think I've got all the major stuff. Finally got the steering wheel and steering box out. That was a huge pain, but we got it. I'm gonna rebuild that. So glad I'm gonna do that. There's a lot of stuff on this Jeep I'm gonna be rebuilding. I'm gonna stop for today though. I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Be sure to check out the link below for shirts. There's Weldon shirts. We'll get back to Project Weldon next week. Thank you guys for watching and have a good day.